All right, so we got some news here about Nintendo. So, how many people have had problems with their
That's
Joy-Cons?
me.
Yeah,
I've
Eric's
had-
got one. I got one. We both got a Joy-Con. That's
I have
drifting.
one occasionally.
So, do
but
you have
not-
drip? Do you have drip problems with it?
right
Yeah,
now?
of
Yeah.
course.
yeah.
Oca- occasionally,
Up
occasionally,
drift.
And you too?
occasionally. Like it works fine, but
How about
every
you?
once in a
I know.
while.
I
No
haven't had
problem.
any- I haven't
I
had
had a
any
drift
issues.
problem
Have you
today.
played it enough to notice?
No.
See, me neither. So I probably should just trade it in, right? It's just fine.
Yeah,
Just
I will
do it
trade
anyway.
mine in as soon as possible. If that's the case.
Yeah.
So wait, is Nintendo doing this?
Originally, listen, there was like a lot of people having problems with the Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm.
So a class action lawsuit was given out to Nintendo,
Mhm.
which prompted Nintendo to be like, hey, I guess we should probably listen to these people because they weren't saying anything. Listen, their first response to the class action lawsuit was, go to our site, go to customer service at the bottom, give us a call.
But that's
See
a
what we
very
can do.
that's a
It's
very
very vanilla
PR.
Japanese
Yeah,
generic
PR.
company.
It's
Yeah.
like
Reaction
this
to-
is what call zero hit one,
Yeah.
and that's the message you're gonna get.
Mhm.
So that wasn't taken too lightly. People didn't like that
Mm-hmm.
because Nintendo's a company that doesn't really do you like that.
No.
Like most video game consoles have had a problem.
Yes.
Like since the CD-based game systems, they've had a problem, a massive problem. Most of them. Nintendo never really dealt with it because the only time they had CDs was on the GameCube, up until that point, and that never really had a catastrophic. Like,
No, they have those little discs.
Except
yeah,
for the
it was never like something that was like a breakdown in the system. Like for most people, they just still work. You could throw that thing down the stairs and it'll still
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
But,
you'll be good with that.
Besides Nintendo, like the original NES, just the glitchy like side loading system. But besides that, Super Nintendo never really had a massive problem. PlayStation had massive problems with overheating and flipping it upside down and all this crazy stuff.
Xbox 360 had
Well,
the
Red
red
Ring
ring,
of Death.
The red
and
ring,
that
yeah.
they actually repaired that, and it cost them $1 billion.
$3 billion.
$3 billion.
$3 billion.
$3
It was
billion, my bad.
catastrophic. It was
It was
catastrophic.
the
Everyone's
in
system
history.
had to be sent back, and they
Yeah.
said 3 years you get on it, and
Yeah.
the system wasn't even out for 3 years.
I
No
only
questions
I only had
asked.
it happen once.
Yeah, that had happened 6 times.
Really?
I've
6
never
times.
had it
I've
happen.
had it like 3.
And it's not like I damaged the system. I don't play it in like the Sahara Desert. Like it's not. I just play it normal.
Yeah.
And
Right.
6 times it happened.
It's never happened to me, but I had
They send you a coffin.
the disc tray never came out. Like it
Oh, that had-
it
you got
just
that
it
problem?
faulty, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I actually sold it and got the
'Cause
newer
it opened
version of
once.
it.
Mad grind.
It opened that one
No,
time.
well, I
Yes.
told
Yeah.
I told the person that I sold it to that that was the problem. That was the only problem. I didn't
you
have
go.
the red
There you
ring,
go.
and he was like, "Yeah, well, he needed it for his son." So I'm like, "Listen, that's the only like the tray. You have to like tap it." So
But
it
but the
opens.
360 was
But it
was
works.
one of those systems when they finally stared doing like digital games.
Yeah.
So really wasn't a problem if you didn't
could
want to
download
play
it
a
if
you
disc
read- if you
game.
met-
So like
exactly.
it's really not the biggest deal, especially if a kid's playing it. They don't care.
Yeah.
They did have
Yeah.
the Sega channel back in the day.
However, like, the
But
thing
those
is,
systems they were horrendously horrible.
Yeah. Well, Steve, what's the fucking CEO? The Steve. Shit. I can't remember his name, but
Jobs.
no,
I
no,
was like, what are you
that's
talking
Apple, man.
I know. They've had
Microsoft.
problems. They had Ben Gates.
Steve, the billionaire,
Ballmer?
fucking Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer.
Bummer.
He
left.
They went up to him at the time when the 360 was around.
Yeah.
They said, "This is a major problem.
And then he
There's
bought
a
a
lot of
basketball
red ring
team.
of deaths that's going around," and he said, "Doesn't matter how much it's going to cost.
Just do it.
You
Or
got
that was
it.
Just
You got it.
get it done.
And that was
Whatever
the
it
first
is,
time.
get it done."
That was the first time a company actually did that.
Yeah.
To help out. Like, all
Yes.
right, we're gonna lose. Listen, when it goes to court,
That was
it
huge.
changes their mind.
Yeah, no,
very
that's huge.
fast.
That's
Which
huge.
brings me back to Nintendo because once it went to court, they're like, oh damn, we're gonna have to pay almost $1 billion because how many systems have gone out
To
so far?
recall and
and
shit,
all of
man?
these are all messed
If,
up.
Yeah.
if you catch it early, it's way better for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they said, listen, just send it in. We'll fix it. Hopefully they have a fix, and it's just not. It will give you another Joy-Con.
Yo,
It's
but
gonna
it's-
break in months.
It's no questions asked. Listen, it's no
Right
question-
now, because it hasn't been out
Well,
super long.
It's no questions asked. If you've send your Joy-Cons to get repaired and paid money because they charge you before.
Yeah.
They
did.
charge you to get it
40
repaired.
bucks at least.
So basically,
Yeah.
So how does
if
this
you-
whole thing work though?
You're
well,
better
it scared.
off
It
buying
scared
it.
them.
No,
It
right
scared
now-
them to do
Buying
this.
another
Now.
one.
From
So-
this point on, if you have a problem with your Joy-Con, you send it out. They'll fix it. No questions asked.
As of
you
this
call
morning.
customer service. As from this point right now.
About to do that tomorrow.
If you had paid to get your Joy-Cons
Thanks.
fixed,
Get refunded.
you
you
get
get refunded. Yeah,
You get
but you have to have
That's
proof.
good. That's
you have
good.
to have proof of actually paying it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Nintendo.
'Cause otherwise, I'd be like, yo, Nintendo, I just
They handle it
I
right
just
off
said
the
to
bat.
them-
No questions asked. They're
I
like,
got 2 to send you tomorrow.
I think I got 2 also.
No,
Yeah.
for
Listen,
real, no,
take
send 'em.
advantage.
Send
Take
'em.
advantage now
Yes.
because they're willing to
Yeah,
Yeah,
accept
that won't
it.
last.
Well,
Forever.
they don't want. They don't want.
We're gonna
they
do
don't
it for
want-
like a month and that's it.
I'm sure they don't want bad PR.
No,
Yeah,
definitely
it would have been real
Actually,
bad.
let me
Speaking
know
of
because
PR,
they would
let
have
me know when
definitely
you're
lost.
sending, so I could throw mine in there also. So it's not like one, so put it on like one big order and fucking send it in. Rather than
All right, well,
separate.
yeah, give me yours tonight. I'm gonna send them tomorrow.
Take that shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what
Yeah.
they said was you don't have to have proof of purchase,
Nope.
obviously, because
No.
if it's messed up, it's messed
Obviously.
up.
Like, yo, the shit's fucked up.
Again,
Controller
no
you send
questions
in
asked.
is your proof of purchase.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like
See, I waited like to buy my Switch. I waited. It was basically out 9 months before, or even longer before.
I know.
bought
Yeah, you
mine.
didn't have one for me.
I didn't have mine for a long time, so I don't have issues with mine. So like, I think that was something that the early editions were starting to get. Like,
Perhaps. I
like
had
the
mine
way
the
like the
first
way
day.
the Wii was. The Wii had
Maybe. Yeah.
had some broken controllers right at the bat, right off the bat.
Broken
Um,
TVs too, because people
Well,
just
yeah,
throwing
because
their
Yeah.
controllers.
everyone's stupid. But
Yeah.
but I can see the use for like my 360 controllers go through hell because I use them a lot. So like I could see that the little Joy-Con type of things could go through a lot. It's taking them off and putting them into different things and blah blah blah, and it's like so it gets a lot of use, and I could see them kind of like, all right, look, let's just do this.
Well, this is
You
the
know,
first
let's
little. This is the first controller I had, which was like a major analog only,
yeah.
and you have to use analog for most of your games.
Right.
Especially
And
Smash
that shit
Brothers,
destroyed.
I was
man.
just about to say the same thing. Like when it comes to Smash Bros, it's very intense.
But
So
they
get-
were.
get,
I mean,
like the GameCube ones, they take a
Take a
pounding.
Nintendo used to be so much better at this stuff, though. Like, what happened to Nintendo? Because
They got rid of
the
Reggie.
3DS.
They got
No,
rid
that
of
was
Reggie.
no even before. Listen, the 3DS. Well, the DS at the time when the hinges were breaking.
Yeah.
Like Game Boy
Listen,
can be
no,
in a
I don't- you
nuclear
know what?
blast.
I don't think it was Nintendo though. I think we just became animals. Like I have never, ever had a problem with my
cracking.
Nintendo stuff.
The
ever.
DSs were cracking.
I
And
don't know,
drop
man.
And I
them
use my DS
or
a
anything.
lot.
Like
I
yours
don't know,
cracked,
man.
mine cracked. I had to repair. I had to buy a new. I never bought a shell for a system.
I think people just don't take care of the way we used to as kids. Like when
I
we
didn't
had
even put it in
Nintendo
a
stuff,
book
or
bag.
we had like even our Sega stuff. Like we could throw controllers and we would break them.
I
But
think-
at the same time, like we like there was this like air of like, you know what, this is what we got.
the problem is this.
You know, now there's just so
I'll tell you.
much.
I'll tell you. The problem is this: the plastic that they use and the size that we want these things. They keep making them thinner, smaller, thinner and smaller, thinner and smaller. Back then, you can make a brick of a system and be like, this is gonna last.
Yeah.
Now we want it to be super small. Same with Apple and the MacBook and all that. They make everything super skinny and thin, and then it's quality control. It's awful.
Right.
They just break off touching it because it's like they want it this thin.
I think
How
it's.
about you just make it tough?
I
Don't make it thin. Make it tough.
I think it's what's it called? Planned obsolescence, where it's like, you know,
They want you to get rid of them.
they know that it's gonna break over. They
Yeah.
design it in a way that
Why do you
they
think
know
all-
it's gonna break.
Why do you think all the
Eventually.
systems continue to sell and sell and sell and sell? Because
And
they
I
want
think
it
they
to
know that.
break. Just like how they don't
I
give
think
you
they
Well, I
know
mean,
that.
if they're replenishing it
however-
for free, I don't know if that really makes
Listen.
sense.
No, but listen,
Well,
You know, I
on
mean-
your phone, on your phone, they can make a screen that doesn't scratch or doesn't break with every drop that
Right.
you do. Do they do it? No, because there's a whole market for buying this stuff to protect it.
And that argument actually makes sense because how much are the Joy-Cons? If you buy 2 Joy-Cons right now, how much is it?
$80.
80. But how much
80
was it to
is it
repair?
really?
Yeah, 40 each.
As a pair, $80. That's
Maybe
a
70,
lot
70.
of money.
But do you know how much it was
Yeah,
to
but
repair it?
that's what a 360 controller where it's like 60 to 80
Yeah.
bucks.
But
And then
guess
if you
how
buy
much
the
it is
Elite,
to
it's 140.
This is a little dinky, rinky, dinky.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, I mean,
But-
controllers. Look, you could argue till you're blue in the mouth. When it comes down to it, like, we're animals. We fucking destroy this shit easily
I
because we
baby my
constantly play
controller.
it.
I
They
bought
have a
this
lot of
little
third-party-
bat.
But to be honest, you're not most people.
I know.
Most
Mine's not
people, like
broken.
especially like
Mine's not
people
broken.
younger than us, they're fucking smash. Like to what you're
Yeah.
saying,
Right.
they smash
Oh,
on
have
these
you seen
controllers.
kids in the
Smash
store?
Brothers
Yeah.
players, Fortnite players,
They will
people
chuck
play
it.
online. They fuck their
Yeah.
controllers.
They will.
Ah,
chuck the
you
So
controller.
imagine spending
Dude, we used to,
$80 on a
like-
controller.
Like
When-
it's really really bad.
When I had the show with Katie and I, we would do rage moments. We would just you could scour the internet and find rage moments from gamers that like
It'll never end.
swinging shit and smashing shit and like they can't put all this work into some of this stuff because the fucking gamers now they have no respect for anything. They just they play, they get mad, and they smash shit.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
giving
very
Hulk
true.
a machine, and it's like, and that's the problem because we like no respect for the stuff that we grew up with, whatever. It's just like you have.
You gotta
go tinkle,
Another
Al.
one.
Al,
Another
you gotta
one.
go tinkle.
Another
So
one.
this is the big thing, though.
Mhm.
They cram so much technology into it; it's bound to break.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like if I was if I chucked the hell out of a NES controller,
With a Z. With a Z.
a NES
my God.
controller,
With a Z.
nothing would happen to it. Even if it shattered, I can still get some duct tape, put that thing back together. It's fine.
for the most part.
for the
I mean,
most part.
you're exaggerating, but yes.
No. Listen, you can chuck a Nintendo controller hard
Yeah.
before it cracks or anything. You can still probably use it just fine.
I mean, like you think about the old Game Boy, that thing went through like
you can't
they
break
have
that
in
screen.
the Nintendo Museum up in New York
It's
City.
a nuke.
They have that one that went through Desert Storm.
Yep.
It's all like melted and shit, and it's
It
still
killed
playing.
many people.
Yeah, they just threw it at people. No, but
It would kill
nah,
people.
I think this is a good thing to do. You know, free repair. Send it in. If you have issues with it, just send it in. They'll fix it for free. I think
Take
it's-
advantage.
It's a smart thing to do. It's
I
a
think it's a
smart
good
thing to
thing.
do.
But
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what they
And bring Reggie back. I miss
What
Reggie.
this has nothing to do with Bowser. Maybe it does. Maybe it does.
Bowser's a good guy. Whatever. I'm just saying. Like you
But-
can keep him on staff. Just bring Reggie back.
But listen though, what if they had this plan? They said, hey, just send in your switches. We'll give you new switches because they want you to get rid of all the bootleg switches that they have available.
Oh, imagine.
They just want to give you that new edition of it, which is, by the way, coming out in September. The new one.
That new one is sleek
The
as
better
hell,
battery.
though.
Well, not the light. Not the
Oh, the
light.
light.
The
That's what I was
the
saying.
better battery life
It's
one.
not
with
the Pro.
with
It's
the newer
just a better
processor.
battery.
That is
Yeah.
the Pro. How do you know?
It's got a better processor too.
It's
Faster?
newer. It's gonna have a newer processor, yeah,
That's
but it's
cool.
not gonna be.
I think
they're
the
not gonna-
light. I think the light is slick
not
as
gonna
hell.
name it
I
a
It's
love
not
Pro.
gonna have more RAM.
I don't think they're gonna name it a Pro. It's just gonna be a new edition under just like every other system that comes out.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah.
like
They're just not gonna
They're just
mention
not gonna name it anything. It's gonna.
But
It's
Say,
it's
just
gonna
the
have
year
double.
later that they.
It's gonna have double the battery life, which is nice.
That's cool.
that's pretty cool.